I should not have bought this, but I did.
This is a Power Mac G5. Yes, I got one of these. Why? I don't know. Ignore that, that's for a future video. But yes, I got a Power Mac G5 with 6 gigs of RAM, with two 2.3 gigahertz PowerPC G5 processors, and a 1 terabyte hard drive for me to do whatever the heck I want with. And yeah, honestly, this thing's been really fun to mess with. It's been a pain to get up and running, that's just kind of how all of these are, but yeah, it's been an awesome machine to just dink around with, especially because it's one of the most powerful PowerPC Macs you can get. It makes me really excited to actually own one of these because I have a very powerful PowerPC Mac. My first PowerPC Mac was an iBook G4, with my next PowerPC Mac actually being this thing here, which I have yet to make a video on it. I was going to, but then all the footage kind of got messed up and I will need to try re-recording something. But this machine right here handles all of my Tiger tasks since it's a 400 megahertz G4. Not very powerful. I do need to upgrade that CPU. So yeah, this thing's been awesome to mess with. So let's show this thing on the monitor, and unfortunately I don't have a capture card, but yes, let's get this shown on the monitor so you can see what the heck I've done with it and how usable this thing actually has been for me.
No, this isn't going to be perfect. It's very close to getting it as good as I can make it. But yes, so here we go with the Power Mac G5, 6 gigs of RAM. I actually tried putting it in here. It did not like it at all, and I'll explain that later in the video. But yeah, having a PowerPC Mac like this is really cool, honestly, being able to just mess around with it and see how old macOS works. Now, this thing has worked perfectly for me. I'm actually kind of surprised with how nice of a machine this has been. Leopard was a really good end to PowerPC Macs, especially because Leopard added a ton of features that every PowerPC Mac got, I think with just a few exceptions. PowerPC Macs like this got all of the features of Leopard pretty much. There are probably a couple that were missed, but yeah, having a machine that runs this has been really cool. How powerful is a G5 Mac? Well, if we open up Mac Tracker here, which I do have installed, I have the last compatible version installed. So this is the model that I have. I have the early 2005 Mac Pro. Thankfully it's air-cooled. Yeah, we don't need to worry about any liquid cooling issues with some of the quads. Yeah, it did not get very many versions of macOS, that's for sure. But these CPUs here, let's see, this is Geekbench 2, so that's not really a great comparison. Let's just go, is iPhone on here? Okay, there we go. This is a good example. So let's just compare this with like an iPhone 6. So you can see here in comparison to the A8 chip in the iPhone 6, it actually is not as far away as I thought it was. So yeah, I basically loaded this thing up as I would have if I had owned one of these. Let's say I was old enough in 2005 to buy one of these brand new. I basically kind of just loaded it up with everything that I would have put on a machine like this. Now, a bit of history on this computer. This is the last PowerPC Mac, the Power Mac G5, just the lineup, not this computer specifically, but the Power Mac G5 was the most powerful lineup of Apple computers that used the G5 processor, with the G5 Quad being the most powerful PowerPC Mac ever made, period. This computer is not that one. It's actually pretty close, but it isn't that system, and the reason why I didn't want to get into that is because those are liquid cooled, and they also use a 15 amp cord, so it's not a standard cord either. It's a mess. But yeah, people have had trouble with these Macs for a very long time because the liquid coolant on those machines will leak. It'll get all over the motherboard, and you've probably seen videos on that if you're interested in these things. It's actually one of the reasons why I opted to get this Mac here, because this doesn't have any of those problems, and I basically don't ever have to deal with that because it's all just air-cooled. Now, I actually got this computer at my workplace, and they did have a G5 Quad there, but I didn't want to bring it home obviously because of the liquid cooling like I mentioned earlier, and plus I didn't want to get damaged in case, because the liquid cooler that machine has is very fragile, especially nowadays, being 18 years old, because these Macs use DexCool, which if you are not sure what that is a coolant that is typically used in cars. In fact, it's actually used in my car. That stuff is very corrosive. It's very conductive if it leaks. So that's actually why a lot of these got destroyed, because of the coolant leaking. Stuff got to places where it shouldn't have, and there goes your computer. I'd rather not have that much power, even if I could use it, at the expense of possibly just losing my entire machine if the coolant leaks out or something like that. I would likely replace the coolant with something that's in like a modern PC, which is typically non-conductive, and it would perform better. than the stock coolant, especially because the old stuff would be, at this point, 18 years old. But yeah, Apple didn't really have much of a choice in the matter when it came to liquid cooling those machines, because using fans would not have been efficient enough to at least have optimal cooling. It probably would have worked, and I've seen people do conversions with the liquid coolers to air cooling stuff. It does work, though I wouldn't be surprised if the machines get hotter than they probably should. Anyways, enough talk about the history of this machine. How does this thing actually fare to use in 2023? The PowerPC Mac community has kept this thing alive for a very long time, with Interweb PowerPC being the replacement and the successor to 10.4 Fox, which is actually still totally usable to this day. It's not the most modern web browser when it comes to like actual functionality, but if I wanted to go to like my Bandcamp or something like that, oh, I think the time got reset. Yeah, it did. I have a dead battery in this thing, and for some reason, I don't know if that's even gonna work. There it goes. Let's try that again. But yeah, this Mac, with Bandcamp anyways, can play this stuff perfectly fine. I've not actually tested out Apple Music in the version of iTunes that Leopard runs, which is 10. This version is just straight up not new enough to have Apple Music. That was added in iTunes 12.2, which means that you need OS 10 Lion or later in order to use this. You can see this is kind of struggling. There we go. Anyways, that's enough of that. You can listen to it yourself if you want to. I put the links in the description of every video, and I'm definitely not advertising this. But yes, Bandcamp works perfectly fine. YouTube actually works okay. It doesn't work amazing. If I try searching my YouTube channel, that is... Let's try that again. There we go. What was that? Yeah, there we go. And you can see this is up and running. It works. It's very slow, but it does work. Some elements are broken. Like this sidebar here, none of the icons are loading in for some reason. But if I try to play a video, like my most recent one, you really do have to be patient with this thing or else it's not going to be happy. I'm going to close that tab. Not sure what that is.
We gotta streamline these ideas.
No, we don't. Oh.
iPhone 6 fares in 2020.
Yeah, you can see this is not playing well, and I think it's set to like 240p or something. Now, this thing is obviously struggling because it's using a newer codec that YouTube likes using. It saves on bandwidth, but it also makes these machines really chug. It did not used to be this bad. I do remember seeing some older videos with YouTube on these machines, and it was fine. I mean, obviously, I think YouTube existed when these machines released, so these machines here technically would have been able to run YouTube at the time, and I think even back in like 2012, 2014, they ran YouTube just fine. Now it's basically impossible to watch a video at this point. You can see it's buffering, even though it does show it's buffered quite a bit. It has loaded the video. It's just not rendering this very well at all. It's automatically put this to 360p. And I'm gonna just try and see. Oh, I can't even adjust that. I guess this browser's too old. Yeah, this is bad. I don't know if full screen's gonna work. Let's try it.
So, yeah, I figured I'd record a video. It's mostly gonna be just a talking head video. I mean, it's better than nothing else.
So,
well, anyways. So for the longest time, I finally...
Yeah, okay, that's pretty bad. That's not usable. And you can see how much of it's buffered. It's not like it's struggling to buffer anything, it's just not playing well. I mean, it's honestly better than I would have thought a different computer from around this time period. Like a Pentium 4 wouldn't be able to do this very well. But like this machine just is definitely just not up to the task. YouTube isn't really known for being the most optimized thing in the world. And yeah, no, on this thing you can see it's really struggling to play. The audio is fine, so I guess if you're wanting to listen to music or something like that, that would be okay. But on this computer, it just struggles to do much of anything. And I could even change the quality down from 360p, so it's not giving me many options in terms of what I can actually play on here. I was gonna put it down, I was gonna try like 144p or something, but that didn't, it's not even giving me the option. So enough of this. I don't think that this is a fair test of this machine anyways, because this is way too new of a website on way too underpowered of a computer. I cannot say I'm surprised, though, when it comes to these machines not being great at their job. But when it comes to like other tasks like this, I've installed iMovie on this computer, which I have not actually opened yet, so we'll see how that works together. This computer meets the minimum requirements to run iMovie, as it requires a G5 processor. This is iMovie 8, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, version 8, iMovie 09. Okay. It's actually one of the better versions of iMovie from what I've heard. Just go away. But yeah, I don't have any footage to throw in here. I mean, I guess I could throw in like a picture or something, but let's just throw in an iChat icon. Huh. Oh. Huh. What? You not put GIFs? Fine, I'll do a PNG. There we go. And if I drag that in here... What? I guess I just don't know how to use this. Clip adjustments, video adjustments, how do I drag this in here? And I know for people who actually know how to use this software, they're probably thinking I'm really stupid. And it's actually telling me, it says connect to video camera or choose an import option from the file menu. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, wait, what? No. Okay, maybe you actually literally cannot do that unless you have a video. If that's the case, that'd be really stupid. I literally don't even know what to do to add this to the timeline. We get it. Did I put that in here? Why can I not do anything? All right, well, I give up. I probably shouldn't have deleted the whole folder. Oh, it doesn't matter. There's nothing important in there. If anyone knows how to use that, please let me know. I'm sure that I'm just being stupid because I use Final Cut Pro all the time and it lets you drag in stuff like that. So I'm going to assume that that's just not how this works. Not like I'm going to be doing any serious video editing on this thing anyways. But yeah, I also installed iWeb. Now, iWeb is a website builder. And shut up. I do not care about MobileMe. There we go. Okay. iWeb is a website builder. It relied on MobileMe, but you can still export stuff to local files if you want to, and that actually still works, and it still makes websites that you can publish online, which is really cool. So technically you can still use this. It has almost all of the functionality that it had before. I could probably even drag an AdSense ad into here if I wanted to do that, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, for a almost 20-year-old machine, this thing actually has a lot more usability than I thought it would. But yeah, I also can't say I'm surprised that a lot of the stuff that I've been trying doesn't work. It seems to be like a kind of middle ground where stuff works, honestly makes sense that it would work, like old programs and such like that, that works fine. And web browsing seems to work. It depends on the website and depends on how it was programmed. So that's about it for this video. Wait, what's this? Okay, I'm done playing stupid. This is Minecraft. This is the PowerPC edition that is on Macintosh Garden. And yes, I own this. I did not pirate it. How does this run on this computer? Now, by default, all of the settings are cranked down to like extremely low settings, like to the point where it just looks awful. However, on this computer, if I put this into full screen, last time I did this, it crashed. So I'm going to just make sure that that doesn't happen. You can see here, once I get into the world, once things load up, it's actually perfectly playable. I think I have it capped to 30 FPS, and it doesn't seem like we're hitting that. Oh, now that it's loaded, we are. So yeah, 30 FPS gameplay with Minecraft is totally fine, although I just noticed some of the particles aren't showing up. And you can see it stutters every now and again, but it is perfectly fine. I'm actually... Oh, come on, dang it. Where did that go? Oh. Anyways, it plays perfectly fine. I'm actually very surprised with the performance on this computer because this is a PowerMac G5. I don't actually know what the cut rate it is. 1.5. I'll put a date on the video of when this version released. But whenever this game released running on a 2005 computer, in my opinion, and running it pretty okay too, that's pretty incredible to me. Now, I was actually able to get this game working on my PowerPC G4 Mac. However, it ran at like 3 FPS on the menu. I don't want to imagine how bad it would run in the game. But this computer can actually play it perfectly fine. There's no issues with it, which is awesome to see, especially because it's Java, so it can just run. So yeah, expect a few more videos with this computer because there's actually a couple things that I have not done. And you can see here is a little teaser of something that I'm going to do for a video. This volume is actually completely blank. If I open this up here, I'm not fooling anyone. There's nothing in here. I need to image it yet. I did actually download the Snow Leopard image here. This here is a Snow Leopard beta that I will be installing on this computer. It'll be for another video. But yeah, that's for another time. Hopefully I'll be able to keep pushing out more videos. Now that I don't have like schoolwork or anything to do, it makes it easier for sure. With that being said, that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys all later.